What's going on, people? I thought I'd do a different type of video today. Hold up a second. Okay, listen. This is the main reason why I want to do this video is because this is literally the dumbest shit that I ever seen in my life, right? So because I get this comment, I don't know how this started happening. I've been getting this a lot lately, and I don't know why. It takes 2 seconds to look my name up to know that I do this shit behind it, you know, whatever. The internet is stupid, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna do this video specifically because I want to talk about, there's something in particular that I kind of want to touch base on, and I kind of want to do a video on to talk about. This whole back and forth about, you know, the West making shitty, ugly ass characters compared to, you know, the East making good looking characters. And it's like this night and day, right? So we all know this, but we don't know how the East is actually doing it in such a subtle way. And it's very easy how they do it. Well, it's just normal shit that we learned back in art school. It's not something that they're doing different. It's what the West is doing intentionally, because they're breaking away from the ways that we learned art back in the day. Because I'm a 90s baby, right? So I went to school for this stuff. I actually sat in classrooms, learned about anatomy, watched naked people sit on a podium and shit like that, and then just start to draw, you know, to copy that. I did that for probably a year and a half. And then before that in high school, I went to an art school for high school as well. So I studied anatomy there. I did a whole bunch of stuff. I had a lot of teachers. And then even before that, I had teachers who was teaching me art and stuff like that too. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been self-taught myself to where I went off my own beaten path, and I'm like, you know, I want to take what I learned and basically implement it into a style of my own. As y'all can tell, I'm very sick right now. My voice sounds raspy, and I got all this bullshit in my throat. Oh, Jesus Christ, that didn't sound right at all.
Pause.
Neither here or there. As you can see, I got Marvel Rivals up right now. I think Marvel Rivals is the gold standard on how to do subtle, sexy female characters. And what I mean by subtle, I don't mean Stellar Blade sexy. Stellar Blade is sexy for a reason, because she is meant to look like that. I'm not talking about Mecha Break, because Mecha Break have ass sliders.
Boom! Questo è il futuro, ladies and gentlemen. Questo è il futuro.
Mecha Break is crazy. But the thing is, though, the Mecha Break situation, you can choose to make them however you want. You can, you know, you have the ass as big as Nicki Minaj, or you can have the ass as flat as Brie Larson. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But why would you choose to not take $1 million when they offer you $1 million? Like, that's crazy. Like, if you offer me all that ass and you offer me $1 million, are you going to take 500,000 or are you going to take the mill? Nobody's going to take half ass. They're going to take all that. The point is, I'm not talking about those games who are intentionally sexy. I'm talking about games. I'm talking about this standard, because this standard is subtle. It's not quote unquote what you would what the fucking haters would consider gooner material. This game is not gooner material at all. These females have normal feminine bodies. Normal. This is normal feminine bodies. It's not over the top. Yes, she got that. How many times have you seen this in person? If you haven't seen this in person in real life, then you need to go outside a little bit more and actually just be around people. Go to the gym, go to your local grocery store, hang out at a beach somewhere, or just be around people where women exist. You will see this body type every fucking where. This is not even over the top. I come from a black community, right? So a lot of black girls that where I grew up from, you already know niggas like ass. This body type is nothing for us to see. This is like second rate. So this is like, to me, this is normal sexiness, right? It's not over the top. It's not Stellar Blade. It's not, you know, Mecha Break or any type of thing like that. So it's, or the First Descendant. It's not anything like that. This is subtle. So I'm gonna base it off of this. And the reason why I'm using Marvel Rivals, for instance, is because I've been getting a lot of commissions dealing with Marvel Rivals. This is an art video, if you haven't noticed by now. I'm actually gonna do a picture, or I'm gonna do the beginning of a picture to let you guys know on what makes these female characters subtle sexy and makes it so perfect. These character designs, even with the males, how they actually emphasize the male, you know, the masculine nature of all the male characters is done so well. Like, the upper body is way bigger than the bottom half. The waist isn't, it's, you know, big. The hips are not big. Everything is lets you know that this is a male character. It's very easy, and they use basic artistic, I would say, techniques in order to achieve this goal to make these characters look the way it looks. I always like to go to the Hulk because the Hulk is over exaggerated with his big muscles, but as you can see up top, he looks like he goes to the gym. Come on now, like his upper body is huge, but his bottom half, no hips, big legs, big feet. Perfect male over the top physique. It lets you know off a first glance with the silhouette that this is a man, and he's an in shape man. That's the difference. It's the same thing with the women characters. Let's go with everybody's favorite. Well, my favorite, Sue Storm. Sue Storm, I would say, have the perfect body type. Hers is a little bit the same as I would say Cloak and Dagger's a little bit too. Oh yeah, they have different female body types in this game too. A lot of games don't do this. The First Descendant don't do this at all. The First Descendant will have smaller chests. They will have smaller hips for certain characters. But for overall, the First Descendant have the same base female model. In this game, they do not. They have different types of female body types for this game, and it actually is perfect. This game is subtle sexiness. You will see this anywhere. If you go to the gym, if you go to just outside walking, you'll see a woman that actually looks like this. This is not over the top. It's not like super, I would say like in your face type shit. This is normal. I actually like to use this game as a base model on how to achieve drawing sexiness for subtle sexiness for like a woman. So I've been getting hit up a lot about actually drawing these characters. As you can see, they recently had me commissioned to do Storm. I did Invisible Woman, and I did Squirrel Girl. So since I did this and I had a ton of Marvel Rival streams, people have been hitting me up for one character in specific. It's a character I don't really play as much, but I know how popular she is. Fucking Magik. Magik has been the main person that people have been trying to get me to draw for the longest, and I'm actually going to do it on this video right now. I'm going to show you guys a couple different techniques on how to get the look and aesthetic that make people, I would say, quote unquote, goon over this character so much, right? Because she's not over the top. She doesn't have accentuated, features. Her chest isn't that huge. She doesn't have a super huge ass. She's very subtle, but what makes people draw to this is for very subtle reasons. And that's why I said Marvel Rivals is the good midpoint on how to get female characters to look like actual women from their features. Number one, how she stands. She stands like a woman. Her legs aren't, I would say like this. Look at her body type compared to his body type over here. That is literally plank. She looks like a goddamn woman. So let me put it like this. Her hips all the way down here, she has that hourglass feature still. Even though it's not over the top, she still has an hourglass type of feature. And plus her legs are spread apart. It makes it look like an hourglass. So automatically for you looking as a person who finds things aesthetically pleasing, right? We don't have to even engage with thought to know that her figure is aesthetically pleasing. It's just like looking at, like a new car or something like that. If you look at a car that looks good, it looks sleek, it looks, the color is nice. Off a first glance, you're just going to just look at it. It hasn't registered yet that you think it looks good, but your brain is telling you this is interesting. So you just keep looking at it. You probably double take. If you double take with anything, that's how you know your brain finds it interesting. And when you fixate it on something, but you can't figure out what it is, that means you're interested in something, whether it's good or bad. But most times when you want to stay looking at it, that's how you know it's good. And a lot of people, because I'm getting blown up about this anyway, finds Magik appealing, and for very specific reasons. I'm gonna tell you why. But I'm actually gonna do her as my next project too, because I've been getting blown up like crazy. So finally, yeah, I'm gonna do Magik right now. I'm gonna do Magik, but I'm gonna show you guys how to capture the female essence on keeping it sexy and appealing at the same time. It's very simple to do this stuff though. You don't have to go over the top with this either. But of course, for me, since it fits my art style, I am going to enhance it a little bit. I'm not talking about enhancing her assets. I'm talking about enhancing her figure. So first things first, let's get going. So the first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out, we're going to do a couple poses, but I already got this pose in my head right now. So I'm just going to do it though. The number one thing you want to do is insinuate how Magik is going to be presented in this picture. And if you can present her in a way to where it captures her aesthetic completely. Remember, she's holding this sword. Remember her figure. You got to remember what makes Magik Magik, because you have to respect, because remember, I made a video before talking about respecting fan art. If you're doing fan art of a character, you have to keep the heart and soul of the character. That's just how I work. So I have to know what makes Magik Magik, right? So I have to know her movements. I have to know how she will look. And I got a pose that I think will capture her in her best light possible. So let's get started. There's a couple things I want to do, but we're just going to start off with just a figure. I got her hand up right here because number one, she has the sword. You have to include the sword in the picture. That's what makes Magik Magik. Her sword is like, I would say, Thor's hammer. If you don't draw Thor's hammer in a picture to where you draw Thor, then you're just fucking up immediately. So you have to, the sword and magic goes hand in hand. So there has to be a harmony when it comes to this picture with her holding her sword or presenting her sword in such a way to where it's like an action pose or something very simple. Magik is very, I would say, monotone. So you don't have to do extraordinary, I would say, poses or over the top poses for her, because she's not going to do that. That's not her character. She's very subtle, as you can see. So I'm trying to keep that thought process while I'm doing this, while I'm trying to create, you know, the fan art version of her. So we're going to keep the sword up here. The idea is that the sword is going to be up here and then it's going to go all the way down here, kind of like she's presenting it. She's royalty. She's royalty in hell, I guess. Yeah, she's the ruler of limbo. So yeah, I guess she is, you know, that type of way. This outfit is dope as fuck though. I really love this outfit. I really wish I was drawing this one, but most people have presented me to draw this one right here. And remember, this is just the base. This is just trying to get us to see where everything goes first. So this doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm just trying to figure out where everything goes as far as the anatomy. And then once I get that in, we're going to put in all the pieces when it comes to Magik too. So don't worry about it. This is not going to be something quick. I'm going to do basically most of her design, but I'm not going to do all of it. I just want to show you guys how I start this off. Kind of like she's royalty, because when she's royalty, you sit a certain way, you act a certain way, you present yourself a certain way. So that's why I have to insinuate with her, is because with her, she has to look like she's on top of something in general. And her body type, when it comes to her posture and how she poses, notice how princess characters pose a little bit differently than characters that are, I would say, tough, hard, or rough. Their poses are not going to be the same. They're going to be, you know, more timid, closed off, everything tight, not loose and shit like that. People who are over exaggerated, they have features or poses that are more out, besides the characters that are a little bit more reserved to where everything is like inward and stuff. So for people who are, I would say, on top or run things, they have a royalty type of posture to them. And you know what I'm talking about when I say royalty. It's like they're presenting something all the time. They're posturing themselves because they have to be seen a certain type of way out of respect. And Magik definitely has that type of, you know, posture when it comes to her character. Let's see how big this sword is. Hold up. Okay, cool. So we could do another method because the sword is actually bigger than I thought it was, but still, that's cool. That actually works out. So now I get to do something that's sweet. And now for right now, we're going to start adding the details. But what I'm just letting you guys know, this figure just lets you know exactly what's going on right here. It's very subtle. It's very feminine. And it basically enhances and shows everything that Magik actually is. Her waist is smaller than what a normal character will actually have. You actually see this waist right here. The waist is actually very, very small. It's the same right here too. So I'm trying to keep that a little bit accurate when it comes to mine as well. So I'm gonna try to keep that in there. Remember, messiness is not a bad thing. Messiness just lets you know where things go. Then you can clean it up. Cleaning up a mess is not detrimental to you. So don't get, Jesus Christ, I hate this code. Yeah, but don't get discouraged when your shit looks messy. It's very easy to fix this. Even when you're doing it traditional, digital just makes it much easier. Where there's bends and folds, I'm gonna add a little hump part right there to let you know that it's actually affecting the skin and it's actually tight around the skin. That's how you insinuate most features when it comes to, I would say, stockings, leggings, or just anything that humans have on too. That's how you insinuate it. You let it know, well, you let your eye know that, oh, this is actually affecting the skin. It's actually on her, not just drawn on her. You don't want stuff to look like it is drawn on, as you know, artificially. You want it to look like it's actually affecting it. What you're seeing is what I'm trying to say. I think I'm making sense when I'm saying that. Remember, all this stuff is going to be added on later. Don't worry about how difficult it looks. Worry about just getting it on there, and then you can actually figure out the detailed stuff later. I want her to kind of look like a barbarian. And now this is the fun part. The face. Now this part right here, I'm gonna be a little bit more talkative on, because I have to let you know how I go about doing a fan art piece's face. I mix in a little bit of my style with the style that already exists with Magik to begin with. So I'm gonna zoom in. Magik has a very Russian type of face because she is Russian. So there's that. But she also has this very stern type look. Her eyes aren't too anime-ish. They're very more sternness. So I got to keep that with her when she's looking at you. But she is going to be looking at you in this picture. But it's how she's going to be looking at you. Just like that. And now we're going to start adding the hair and actually having this picture look like Magik a little bit. So Magik has this little spot right here. I'll say her spot, her hair actually starts right there. And then it branches out. This sword gonna be fun to do. I'm not gonna do the full sword on this video, but I am gonna do a little technique that I like to do to actually show the values that I use. So watch this. So this is what I got for right now. This is going to be my base model on what I'm going to be doing for the full sticker. Of course, the sticker is going to be looking completely different. All the details are going to be in, but I just wanted to show you guys on how to make something on why Marvel Rivals characters are so aesthetically pleasing when it comes to just keeping it at a base level. So that's all I wanted to try to do today. If you guys want to see more videos like this, if you guys want to see breakdowns on how to do fan art correctly, then let me know. Hit me down in the you know, description, wherever the fuck, YouTube comment section. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, but for right now, I will probably do this on stream, like far as putting the details and coloring it on stream and stuff like that. So I might do that for JT Tuesday. So you might see this character again. East keeps on killing it with these designs, and I hope you guys like my little design I got going on right here, because I think it's going to be like an alternate fit. I kind of like that. But yeah, until then, let me know what else characters you guys actually want to see, as long as you're not doing this. I'm gonna keep on shitting on stuff like this. Absolutely.